Why does my door sound like Pikachu?
Yo, I'm the fucking yellow rat from Pokemon.
Good morning, BBs. It's too early. Welcome to the first, best, and only morning show in existence. I'm Anthony Carboni.
Thank you for taking your time. I was finishing my granola bar. Hi, I'm Saige Ryan.
And BBs, sometimes the news gives you the highest highs, and sometimes it gives you the lowest lows. And today,
We have both.
it do be doing both. The news do be schmoovin' though.
It do be like that sometimes.
It do. Good morning, everyone. How are you all doing?
How's your Wednesday going? It's Wednesday, would you believe it?
What?
I haven't been able to keep track of what day it is all week.
I can keep track of days, but don't tell me what month it is. Because I am not ready for that.
Okay, I understand where we're at now.
Woo!
Yeah, the news really levels out. Not quite.
Yeah. The news levels you out the same way like a kid at a music festival is trying to level themselves out with different types of drugs.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I'm too high right now, man. I'm too high. You got to take something to bring me. And then they just wind up in a puddle.
Yeah.
Like that video of that guy who keeps trying to put his flip-flop on for like 2.5 minutes.
That's how the news is going to make you feel today.
That's what the news is like. It's also comfy cozy Wednesday. I'm in sweats from head to toe, and
Yeah.
I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
You know
I
what I'm
exactly
saying?
what you mean. Yeah, I'm pretty cozy.
You're pretty cozy.
I'm pretty cozy
'Cause
today.
These are overalls, but they're made of like what kind of material is that? They're like
linen.
a linen. Psh,
They're like a linen.
that's an easy breezy. You could wear those on a cruise.
Yeah.
You know, those are cruising.
I was just saying the other day that I wouldn't have anything to wear in Palm Springs, and look at that.
Look at that.
I could wear these in Palm Springs.
Hey,
Let's
let's
shot me.
we gotta listen. It's the biggest story. It's
Of
the biggest
course.
thing. We gotta do it.
Oh, that's it.
We gotta do it. It's the biggest fucking thing going on.
See, and I
right
thought, okay,
now. Let's get all of our ire and indignation out of the way right now. Hey, fuck you, Bobby Kotick.
yeah, fuck you, Bobby Kotick.
Hey, listen, Activision, Activision Blizzard,
Fuck you.
the organization, fuck you.
Mhm.
Everybody who organized a walkout yesterday, good on you. Good on you, Activision
But
Blizzard.
a big special extra fuck you to Bobby Kotick in particular.
Ooh.
Fuck you in particular.
Here's what we found out about Bobby Kotick yesterday. If you were not keeping up with this Activision stuff, number one, Bobby, zero tolerance. I'm going to fix up this one-horse town. I'm the sheriff now, Kotick. Zero tolerance for people who contribute to a toxic workplace. They'll be kicked out immediately. Not just new.
Except when it's him.
Yeah, not just knew about all of the SA. Hey, by the way, we're talking about Activision Blizzard. It's gonna get a little messy. If this is not your thing, check back in with us in like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm. We'll bring it back up with Spider-Man, we promise.
We promise. Bobby Kotick was not only aware of executive level assault, not only aware of executive level misconduct, had multiple complaints against him for misconduct as well. So where's your zero tolerance policy now, Bobby boy? Where is it?
Hey, Bobby?
Hey, little Bobby boy?
Fucking rot.
Hey. You grown-ass man? Fuck you. So he said, we've instituted, if you might remember when he said we've instituted a zero tolerance policy. We will not be, we're not doing, you fucking look at someone wrong in the Blizzard office from now on and you're out and I'm taking minimum wage until we fix this.
I have plenty of millions to hold me over.
Bobby Kotick put on his hot dog costume and said, we're all trying to find the guy who did this. And then the board of directors put out a fucking statement that said, we got to stand with Bobby Kotick here.
That was the thing that really fucked me up. Because here's the thing. Did anyone in this room think that Bobby Kotick was innocent? No. Of course not. We know Kotick was involved. We knew that he had overseen it. We knew that he most likely participated in it. We knew that he was an absolute schmuck.
Look.
But the board to stand up behind him shows once again, and the conversation we've had about Activision Blizzard so many times is, it's too far gone. The company is too far gone. You have to burn it down. There is no, let's get the bad guys out of here. Because the bad guys are supported by other bad guys who are supported by other bad guys. Every person that watched and experienced these people's behavior, every person that voted in favor of Bobby Kotick, every one of them has to be struck.
And we've got a big story about that. This is a multi-stage story. If you're not familiar, this all came out from a Wall Street Journal article yesterday. But don't worry, every single video game news site has chopped up that Wall Street Journal article into 16 different articles that you don't have to pay for.
Yep.
So you can find out what happened. But yeah, so the board of directors said, hey, we stand by Bobby Kotick. Why? Because green line go up on Graph. This is why we've been saying from the beginning, you cannot support anything from Activision Blizzard anymore. You simply can't. Because as long as green line go up, they don't think he's doing anything wrong. If green line go up, they go, hey, Bobby, be better, okay? You promise? You promise? Now, we're not saying you ever did anything wrong, but if you did, would you promise not to maybe do it again?
I would say, I would promise you that I'll be the guy that you know me to be.
Hey, as a bunch of guys who look and think exactly like you, we love this. We love this and we have no notes. So, big green line. They stand with Bobby Kotick. It's a problem. And it's not something I saw coming. I honestly thought the board of directors... Listen, Activision Blizzard stock is the lowest it's been in 2 years, 3 years, something like that. I thought they would have been like, hey, we're going to ask Bobby to take a leave of absence while we look into this. And then they would give him that opportunity that all executives have to come back and be like, you know, emotionally, I think this was just too much for me and I need to look for a new opportunity. When in the background, they say, fuck you, you got to get out of here. Fuck you, green line, go down.
Right. Fuck you, green line, go down. But I think that, here's my opinion on it.
They fucking backed him though, Saige.
They backed him on it. Do you think that they just think they've hit the bottom and it can't go, like it can't really get worse for them?
I was saying, I was talking about this on my stream last night because I was trying to just play some relaxing Tetris, but I couldn't. I was so amped up over this. Mm-hmm. I do think that their idea of this is, and all major companies think this way, hey man, if this blows over in 6 months or a year, green lines still go up. We don't have to go through the problem of searching for, and hiring a new CEO and doing all the marketing and all the stuff around that, which is expensive. We don't have to reassure the investors about the change of CEO and the change of executives, which can be detrimental to stock in and of itself. If we sit and wait, does this go away? And corporations can wait longer than you can in a lot of cases.
That's true.
And so a lot of times it does go away. Who cares if Jonathan Deppmore is in the Harold Potter movies? It went away. The stories went away, right? That's all they care about. It's going to go away. We're going to have one bad quarter, and then everything will be fine again. And that's what they're thinking right now. They need to be losing money for a considerable amount of time for them to actually fix this.
And that's where you come in, BBs. Beautiful BBs. Beautiful, awake at 8 a.m. Pacific BBs. Here and angry and riled the fuck up with us.
But also cozy. Right?
It's a cozy Wednesday.
It's a cozy Wednesday.
You can be angry and cozy.
Yeah.
But they're not.
The revolution can be cozy.
Of course. So this is where you make sure that this is not only a quarter for them, where we don't forget that we don't play World of Warcraft, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where we don't forget that Overwatch 2 isn't going to be that good.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be worth it.
Hey,
As games are not to be prioritized over human lives.
and here's the thing. This is another thing that we talked about last night because somebody was like, what if I go to the theme park and I get the butterbeer and the wand, and then when I go home I make a donation to like a trans rights? No. Because you still gave them the money for the butterbeer and the wand. You did a good, but you also did a bad. What that is I feel bad. That's guilt.
If you have to do charitable giving out of guilt,
Yeah.
I mean, it's I'm not going to say it's not charitable giving, but let's say you spent, $50 on a wand and then 10 on a butterbeer. That's another $60 that then could have just been in your donation in the first place.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe like skip ahead to the good part. There are so many other hero-based shooters. There are so many MOBAs out there. There's so many Listen. You want to play a shoot man army game? There are shoot man army games.
Yeah. Oh my God. There's literally too many shoot man army games. There's more than we've ever needed.
Look, all I'm saying is current industry good guy, until he proves otherwise, Phil Spencer, said, have a Halo about it.
Yeah, I was going to say Lanky Dragoon in the live studio audience said Halo dropping early has made it so easy to ignore Call of Duty this year.
So easy.
I love that for everybody.
So easy. Go play a Halo.
Go play a Halo and ignore Call of Duty.
Don't
Don't play Overwatch.
Now-
Don't play World of Warcraft.
Now, we did mention that this is... Look, the roots are rotten. You know what I mean? You can water the leaves as much as you want. The roots are rotten here. Jen O'Neill, who we talked about a little while ago because she left. She was the co-head of Blizzard
Yeah.
for a period of like 3 months and bolted. I think it was more than that, but it felt like she was not there for long.
It was not long at all. She walked in, looked around, and said,
To relate
then
this
walked right
to
back
yet
to the
another
door.
gif, Donald Glover walks in with a pizza and the apartment is on fire. That was Jennifer O'Neill. You know what I'm saying? That was Jennifer O'Neill. Yeah, Homer walks back into a bush. Exactly. Jennifer O'Neill spoke to the Wall Street Journal and said, I was being tokenized, marginalized, and discriminated against.
women even at the top level
She's-
cannot exist comfortably or safely in this company.
She apparently emailed a member of Activision's legal team to say it was clear that the company would never prioritize our people the right way, and she also professed a lack of faith in Activision's leadership to turn the culture around. She also talked about working her way up at Activision Blizzard as a woman in the mid-2000s, which, hey, that was a wild decade for video games. A lot of events made me feel real weird.
Real weird.
It made me feel real weird about it.
Yeah.
I think I told you, like, I went to a Far Cry party and they had a real tiger and it was scared. It was just like, because they put this tiger in the middle of a nightclub and they were playing
Fucking
music
hate
and it was
that.
open bar. And they were like, come have your picture taken with this monkey. And the monkey was just like, I want to die. And that's like, you know, this is like women dressed like a Leg Avenue version of Indiana Jones, just all over. She was talking about a 2007 party that she attended along with Kotick, in which, quote, scantily clad women danced on stripper poles while a DJ encouraged female attendees to drink more so the men would have a better time. Verbalized that entire idea. Not just, hey, ladies, drink up, but hey, ladies, drink up so the dudes feel more comfortable.
The first part would have been bad enough. And I don't look. I'm out of new thoughts on it. Burn it down.
Burn it down.
Literally burn it to the ground.
Just so you know where old Bobbert stands on that particular anecdote is he claims he didn't remember attending such a party, which is a lie because everybody who worked in video games from the year 2000 to basically 3 years ago remembers attending a party like that. because the industry was fucked up. So you're a liar, Bobby Kotick.
Of course he doesn't remember it. What? Bobby Kotick?
Bobby
Gaslighting?
Kotick? A liar? A gaslighter? Additionally, one final piece here, talking about Shoot Man, the video game. Treyarch, the head of Treyarch, Dan Bunting, also had to step down yesterday after it was revealed that he's a serial sexual harasser and abuser. Oh.
It's almost like if your top level of a massive corporation is filled with evil, disgusting, absolutely sick, vile men, they'll hire other ones. It's almost like that, isn't it?
It's almost like they, like anyone, they feel safer around people who have the same ideology they have. They feel more comfortable. And so their bad ideology profligates throughout your entire company. It's almost as though that happens. By the way, I just want to say, in addition to all the other shit that came out about Bobby Kotick, he did threaten to kill his assistant.
Go on.
He threatened to murder a woman. So that's cool. An Activision spokeswoman said of the... Okay, so Kotick has been accused of mistreating several female employees, including leaving a voicemail in 2006, we got receipts, in which he threatened to have his assistant killed. Killed. An Activision spokeswoman said of the accusation, Mr. Kotick quickly apologized for the obviously hyperbolic and inappropriate voicemail, and he deeply regrets the exaggeration and tone in his voicemail to this day.
Because it was on a voicemail.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the things that motherfucker says when someone picks up and he knows he's not being recorded?
Woo!
That's what he said when he knew he was being recorded.
He literally believed he had so much power over this other human being that he could just do that. He was just allowed. And there was nothing wrong with that because he had so much power over another human being's life is what he thought.
And here's the thing, he did. He did.
Because that woman probably just quit and didn't say a word about it and was like, Mr. Kotick, I need a reference. Boo! Here's the thing.
Or at most, took it to HR, and HR said...
Activision HR, doing a great job. They haven't lost 2 heads of HR this year. So, I spoke about this a little bit last night, but I do want to say it here. This is the problem with corporations having personhood. Corporations are people. They are legally people. What that means is, if all of these people do all of these terrible things at Activision, they go home because they're not on the line for it. Activision broke the law. And what's going to happen is Activision, we saw what happened. The national government comes in and they walk in and they go, we're with the U.S. government and we don't like what you're doing and we're going to fix it.
And they say, what, who's doing?
We don't like what the human being Activision Blizzard is doing, and so we're going to throw them in jail. Oh, we can't do that because it's a building. It would just be putting a building in another building.
So wait, so none of us are in trouble?
Well, what we're going to do is fine you for less than you make in a week. Like a parking ticket.
Oh, like a parking ticket.
Kind of like a park. But now you know that you did wrong. By the way, I'm up for re-election soon.
Am I still your favorite?
I'm not allowed to say, but yes.
Okay. All right. Take a little money for your trouble.
So this is the problem with this stuff. And this is why Activision needs to unionize. This is why there need to be industry-wide unions. And this is why the depersonalization of corporations needs to happen. And the breaking up of megacorporations needs to happen. And we need more people that understand both technology and human emotion in our government. So when things like this come up, they don't go, well, I've been on the Facebook. And I learned a lot of things about about the nanomachines in the vaccine. And so I can't say that all technology is bad, Mr. Kotick.
Don't learn anything from Facebook.
Fuck everything, man.
Don't do that. Yeah, kind of fuck everything, unfortunately.
Yeah, Activision Blizzard. Buh.
Treyarch currently.
Buh. I mean, look.
I mean, already was under a
Yeah.
subsidiary of Activision. We understand, but
But now
everything
specifically
over it.
today, boy, Treyarch. And to think, how did Treyarch get their start? Putting Spider-Man in a skateboarding game. Who would think that many years, 20 years ago, when they put Spider-Man into a skateboarding video game, that they could be this evil? No one could have seen it coming.
Anyways, it's too late. We cannot save Activision or Blizzard. I wish all of the marginalized employees a very good next job, and I wish all of the others to burn in the fiery pits of whatever is below hell.
Yatta! Moving on. We promised that we would
Bring it back up.
We'd bring it back up.
Bring it back up. So we have to get to the next biggest news of today, which of course is Spider-Man.
Spider-Man!
You've probably already watched the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer that released last night, but we're going to get into it.
We're going to get into Spider-Man.
Now, I'm happy to break down the trailer because it's a trailer and I don't feel like that's spoilery.
Yeah.
You know, if for some reason you are not choosing to watch the trailer, once again, come back and see us in like 10 minutes. We're not doing spoiler tags or anything like that because we're not talking about the film. We do that when we do talk about films that we've seen, but we've only seen what everybody on Twitter has seen.
Yeah. We'll go through this. We've got a couple theories.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, let's pull up the trailer. Let's mute that trailer because you know they won't let us hear it.
Here's our boy. Now, what I like is, so I do like this right here. The only week that my life has felt normal since I became Spider-Man was the week I told you I was Spider-Man, and I love that.
Beautiful. I love Tom Holland and Zendaya.
Mm-hmm.
I'm invested. I'm in.
I'll tell you what, though, rewatching the other Spider-Man movies, I don't think anybody's got chemistry like Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield did as Gwen Stacy and Peter. I rewatched that movie, and I was like, kids, do I need to leave the room?
Here's the thing, though, is we haven't gotten to that point yet.
No.
In this Spider-Man story. They shouldn't have that chemistry yet up to this point.
Well, and they're different characters, right? Our
They're
Peter is
very-
different, and our MJ is like...
Very different.
She's very cool.
She's so much cooler.
She's very cool.
She's so much more like of an individual, fully fledged human.
Yeah.
Which is really lovely.
So they talk about the spell from the first trailer.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do it again, but like, hey, we did that spell.
Yeah.
Everybody forgot that Peter's Spider-Man, but unfortunately, it's doing some stuff.
Naturally.
We got some leakage.
All these villains are showing up.
I love this. Now, hey, who's that Pokemon? You know what I mean?
Right.
Who's that Pokemon? Wait for it. Wait
Show me that
for
close
it.
up. Oh,
There he is.
Kinda.
So, we get a better look at him later.
We do.
But hey, I'll tell you who I don't think that Pokemon is. It ain't Toby, and it ain't Andrew.
I agree. I will say that I do not think that is Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield. I think that it is Tom Holland. I think we both landed in the same place on this theory, actually.
Yeah, I think it's a Tom Holland from another universe
Uh-huh.
that is using, because I don't know if this is where they put that shot, but here. He has a ring.
Uh-huh.
He has one of the rings.
Exactly.
And he's doing stuff that in the Marvel universe, it's the concentric circles and the sacred geometry that means he's a magical Spider-Man.
Right. Which is very, very interesting. So, when they first showed the suit, I was like, oh. And then he did the rings thing, and I was like, oh, okay. So, it's definitely Tom Holland, in my opinion.
Yep.
And I think we both agree that it's potentially a Tom Holland Spider-Man from another universe that has either been linked longer with Doctor Strange.
Yep.
Has taken over in some capacity for Doctor Strange.
Ooh, we have
Something
seen
could have happened to Doctor Strange.
we have seen Peter Parker, Sorcerer Supreme, in the comics before, and it is a fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw that costume in the Spider-Verse animated series down in the Cool Peter's secret hideout. So there is a history of Peter. I love the idea of a more capable, more grounded Peter coming in who also fucked up. I believe that this Peter fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that the same thing happened to this other Peter, and I believe he did not fix it.
Interesting.
I believe this is a Peter that
Asked for everyone to forget him.
fucked up his universe in some way.
Uh-huh.
And is now trying to fix things.
And not coming here to fix our Tom Holland's things.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think. And I don't know that he's going to be necessarily like, hey, we're buddies because you're me. I think he's going to be like, maybe you suck because I suck. And I've got to fix this.
So here's what I would love to see then as well, which is a great opportunity for Tom Holland, because Tom Holland plays such a good, bumbling, sweet Spider-Man. I would love to see the opportunity for Tom Holland to have his shit together as Spider-Man for just a moment.
Now,
I don't want that as my Spider-Man.
No.
I love my boy.
Now, there is also, I do also think it could just be that for a period in the film, we see that he and Doctor Strange are at odds.
Mm-hmm.
And Doctor Strange is like, well, we'll show. And I'll tell you what my secondary theory is.
Okay.
About Black and Gold. But it's not Miles and it's not somebody new.
Agreed.
So here's Doc Ock. Doc Ock's tentacles go from silver to red and gold, depending on what shot we're looking at.
Mm-hmm. So you think these are two different shots edited together? I
do. I think something happens because there is a scene. I think Doc Ock goes through some changes in this movie. I think he starts off as the murderous Doc Ock we know. He's got the brain control chip is broken, and he just wants to kill Peter Parker, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they fix him. I think our super science boys fix him.
Mm.
And then he begins helping. But still doesn't like Peter. So I love this "You're not Peter Parker."
Mm-hmm.
This bit is so good.
Okay, I do want to focus for a moment, though, on "You're not Peter Parker," because obviously that drew a lot of attention as well, which can be very logically explained that you asked everyone to forget you were Peter Parker, you are no longer recognized as such.
Oh, did you think it could be read that way, maybe? I didn't think so at all.
Yeah. So I thought it could be, that's the spell.
Uh-huh.
You wanted everyone to forget that you're Peter Parker. So when he saw you, he was like, that's not what Peter Parker looks like. The Peter Parker I know looks like Tobey fucking Maguire or Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
It could be because he's in another universe that he doesn't recognize him, but I think it would make more sense personally to tie it to the spell.
I think it's just because in the first trailer they said, "Hello, Peter."
Mm-hmm.
And they cut to a shot that didn't match, that was Peter out of costume.
Yeah.
And we all said, how would he recognize that guy as Peter Parker? I guess maybe he's from a universe where Peter Parker doesn't look like Tobey Maguire, but in this trailer, we see that he says, "Hello, Peter," to a Peter that's in the spider suit.
Correct.
He would recognize
the
Spider-Man.
And then
when he pulls it off, he goes, "You're not Tobey Maguire.
Right.
Where am I? What's going on?"
Yes.
And that's why he doesn't kill Peter immediately, and that's why they have a chance to maybe fix him. But I do love this scene here. It's like, "What is your name again?" "I'm Dr. Otto Octavius." And they're like, "No, that's fucking stupid."
That highlights the moments that we love so much from the first film, because look, the stakes are raised very high in this third film.
Yeah.
Whereas like film one, which in my opinion is my favorite by far of the Spider-Man films,
I'm a two-boy of the original Spider-Man films.
Oh no, I'm talking about these. I'm talking about the Tom Holland films.
Oh yeah.
And Far From Home was not as strong, but
no, Far From Home was fun, but
it's a very
Homecoming is an
fun movie.
amazing film.
Homecoming is a perfect film in my opinion. So in Homecoming, we got a lot of antics and a lot of fun like moments of establishing these teens and their cute little relationships and their sassy little banter. And we're not going to have time to get as much of that in this because the stakes are so high and the danger is so big. There's going to be a lot more focus on action saving the world. So like,
but I also
I'm cherishing those moments of them being like
and I just love the subtle winks to like, they would have changed him a little bit for the MCU. The MCU is more grounded than the Raimi trilogy was. And so the idea of Dr. Octopus's name being Dr. 88. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, no, not here, not now, buddy. That's dumb.
hilarious.
So I do love that. Now, here's the shot that we were talking about. Doctor Strange says there are others out there. We need to send them back. That's two lines cut together. You can hear that that's two lines cut together. In the background, we have either Electro or Mysterio, but probably most likely Electro.
Yeah, looking like Electro to me.
Looking at this suit, I genuinely believe if this is not a Peter from another universe, this is midway through the movie. His good Tony Stark suit has been busted up by Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina. He and Doctor Strange have fought it out over whether they need to kill these people. And they finally come to an agreement, and Doctor Strange goes, you know what? You're right, kid. There's got to be a way to fix this for everyone. And gives our Peter a new suit.
Okay. So,
because we know that Doctor Strange is stepping up into the Tony Stark position of the MCU.
We love Peter's good dads.
Yeah.
Well, Tony's a questionable dad, but he
did his
tried.
best.
Now, here's my thoughts on that specifically, on this shot. The reason that I see that, and I don't think that this is our universe's Spider-Man, is because he's so comfortable with the magic, and he's not fumbling with it.
That's true.
In a way that a new suit always is for Tom Holland Spider-Man.
Yes.
This Peter Parker, every time there's something new, he's not the smooth guy that's like, oh, I think I got this. He's like, what the fuck does the buttons do?
Yeah, the big joke is kill mode activated.
Exactly. So I think in this moment where he like stands tall, either they're giving us a big growth moment for Tom Holland, or this is, in my opinion, an alternate universe Spider-Man that has had much more time with the technology.
Yeah, I think
and
you're
has
more
much
likely
more
right.
comfort with it because he's just like, boom, gets it, knows how this
Yeah.
shit works, and I'm just like, that's not.
I think that's absolutely the more likely theory.
Hi, Alex. Good morning.
I think so. So we need to send them back. I love that Scooby-Doo this crap, and I love that MJ is like, you did this, you son of a bitch. Because this and the bit in the first trailer where Wong is like, where two things are clearly happening. Number one, Doctor Strange did a bad spell and it's snowing in his house.
Yeah.
And then number two, Wong is leaving and he goes, don't do that spell. And Doctor Strange is like, I'm not going to do this.
I'm not gonna.
We're doing the spell.
Yeah.
Something that we haven't got a chance to see because we've only had the one Doctor Strange movie, the one origin movie. Doctor Strange is an egotistical asshole. That's why he and Tony hated each other immediately.
Because they're both egotistical assholes.
But we don't get, like, half the time in Doctor Strange, in my favorite Doctor Strange comics, what's going on is Doctor Strange's fault. He caused it by trying to fix something else without thinking of the consequences.
Yeah. Right. He keeps causing things and then having to fix them.
Because he's like, I'm the best surgeon. I'm the best wizard.
Right.
I'm the best magic boy.
Exactly.
I'm the boy who wins.
Yeah.
And so he doesn't want to say that this is his fault. And I love MJ just calling him out.
Yeah.
That's
what this MJ is here for.
Yeah.
That's absolutely what this MJ is here for.
Look at this good Spider-Man, whoever he is. Now, here's where we get the majority of the Sinister Six. I love that we get JJ.
Yes.
Here we've got Doc Ock. He says you're fighting shadows. You're going out into the dark. He's like, you're going out into the night to fight spirits.
Yeah.
And this is where Doctor Strange says they all die fighting Spider-Man. This is how they all die. It's their destiny. They have to die fighting Spider-Man. And our boy doesn't do that. Tobey Maguire let the guy who killed Uncle Ben fall out a window.
And just...
He let Doc Ock sink to the bottom of the river. He let Harry's dad's glider kill him. You know, he never caused a murder, but like, my dude, criminal negligence, Spider-Man.
Sure.
You know?
But this Spider-Man...
This Spider-Man doesn't want to hurt anybody.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to hurt anybody. That was his homecoming. It was his homecoming date's dad.
Yeah.
He didn't want to mess up Liz Allen's dad. He wanted everything to turn out okay.
Right.
He doesn't want to hurt anybody. So I love this thing where Doctor Strange is like, yo, this is how the multiverse works. This is how everything works. He steals Doctor Strange's GameCube. That's
so cool.
This fight between the two of them, I just love so much.
Yeah. Okay, we've got Electra up there.
Justice for Jamie Foxx. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This motherfucker had to be in, hands down, I mean, it's tough. One of the worst Spider-Man movies, definitely the bottom two. And he was forced to play Dr. Manhattan crossed with Michelle Pfeiffer and Batman.
Do you want to update your Apple software
Yeah.
right now?
He was forced to play Dr. Manhattan crossed with Michelle Pfeiffer in Batman Returns. You know what I mean? He was like, like, they gave him nothing. And
Yeah.
remember, he had already won an Oscar for Ray at that point. Jamie Foxx can act.
Of course.
And he looked dumb, and it was justice for Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, this might be it.
And a lot of people have mentioned, when he shields himself with the electricity, it looks like the old Electro mask. That's fun.
Yeah.
Here they are fighting in Scott Derrickson creating that effect.
Yeah, there is. Yes. Yes.
You're struggling to have everything you want.
I love it while they're trying to make you choose. Ugh.
I missed that voice.
Yes. I love this Green Goblin. I know that we had a lot of like mixed thoughts last time when we talked about it. I love this Green Goblin.
I love it.
love the choices. I love that this is truly a comic book character. But I also love that they gave us this moment of appealing to the child that Peter Parker still is.
Yeah. Look, man, you can't have it all. You have to choose.
Cannot have it all, and you have to choose.
I'm a ghost from some Spider-Man's past, and I'm telling you,
And I've seen this all happen
you
before.
have to make this choice.
Woo!
And I love that they barely changed the suit. Because I was a big fan of that Y2K era Green Goblin
Same.
Super
I
Sentai suit.
loved it.
I thought it was brilliant. I love that it had the internal lighting that would light up so he could talk as Norman and you would see his face. I love that the eye shields go up.
Yep.
The physicality of Willem Dafoe in that suit, you never worried about what he was feeling or thinking because he's so good. He was a theater actor. Unbelievable. I love that they brought it back.
This fucking movie.
Now, we do also get this, and some people say, is that Harry? Is that another goblin? No. I think Spider-Man beats up Doc Ock and Norman in the beginning. Doc Ock gets some good boy tentacles. Norman goes off and makes his own additions to his suit because that's still the goblin suit. That's still the James Acheson designed goblin suit. It's just the mask is torn off and he's added some stuff to it.
Interesting. Okay.
I think that's Norman still.
Okay. We're seeing huge developments between Peter and MJ in this, which they have to do before the next scene. They have to get them closer
Yeah.
before what is to come.
This is where we go Zapruder film on your asses.
Okay, I'm going to pull up some screenshots here.
Because here we have half of the Sinister Six, which, by the way, welcome back, Kurt Connors. Welcome back, Reese Ifans as the Lizard. Welcome back, Thomas Hayden Church as the Sandman, the most underutilized villain in all of the Spider-Man movies. Thomas Hayden Church, they gave him 3 lines. They gave him an appetizer platter, and he made a fucking meal of it. He was so good. But here's the thing about these 3 guys. They're all going to fight a Spidersman, right?
Uh-huh.
And here they go, and it's like, oh boy, what's our guy gonna do? Here he is.
Spider-Man not receiving any of the glow of all that light that's on their side. Interesting. So clearly a different shot.
This is all my fault.
Oh, our baby boy. It's not your fault, baby boy.
I can't save everyone. Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Now, this is a great shot because you've got our little guy going up against 3 of half the Sinister Six.
Right.
Except, hey, Electro, Lizard, where are you going? Did the Lizard just miss his jump by that much?
By that much?
Is the Lizard going to put money in the meter? Is Electro? Did Electro lose? Did a kid lose a balloon? That happens a lot in Spider-Man, particularly in video games.
Right.
Did he lose a balloon? Electro's got to go get the balloon. No, that's 3 Spider-Men in that shot. They've been cut out.
It makes so much sense that you've got 3 of the Sinister Six against 3 Spider-Men in this shot would be so fucking tight if true.
It's definitely true.
Because look, okay,
where
wait,
are you
ready?
going? Kurt, who you punching?
Hey, bud, it's up here.
Curtis? Dr. Curtis? Dr. Curtis Connors. Now, our trailer cuts away here. Sage, do you have something from a foreign trailer you'd like to show us?
I sure do. This is from the Brazilian trailer for Spider-Man No Way Home. And look at this shot. Who the fuck punched the lizard?
Hey, man. Who hit you? Who hit you?
Who hit you? Now,
I'll tell you who hit you. Andrew fucking Garfield hit you.
what I will say, and I will just, for the sake of not over leaning into conspiracy.
He got garfed. He fucking got garfed.
Jesus Christ, Anthony.
He did, though.
You shook the whole shed about it.
The Marvel Universe is being shook, baby.
So, there is the possibility here that this is an unfinished scene that has a mistake in it, where when the Sandman punches, the debris is hitting our lizard boy. And that is what is knocking him out.
Sure.
I don't think that's the case.
Sure.
But I will consider the possibility.
Yeah, that guy got garfed.
Like nothing, there's no debris hitting him.
That guy got garfed.
So I will not argue that the debris is hitting him. I would say if it's supposed to be the debris that's hitting him, then that's a mistake because it is clearly not.
That guy got garfed. I'll tell you something else. It's not black and gold, because I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
I think at this point in the movie, black and gold is no longer with us.
Well, you can see the tip of Spider-Man right here, who's still red.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but you think black and gold could be down here.
No, I think black. People are like, well, what if they're cutting out the other Spider-Man?
Why?
Why would they cut that
Why
one
would
out?
they cut that out?
They
You showed it
featured
to
him.
us.
They featured him so strongly, and also, that Spider-Man is not making it to Act 3. That Spider-Man is an Act 2 inciting incident. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, and there's so many people commenting on the trailer and being like, this is fake. This doesn't happen in the trailer. It's not for your country.
It's not from your
It's not a
country.
trailer from your country.
It's from the Brazilian trailer.
Do you think a fan made that last night?
I love this thing where it's the
Very
Statue
impressive.
of Liberty, but it's also like a Captain America memorial.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love what they're doing with the Steve Rogers memorial.
Yeah.
I think it's very cool. Hey, and this is the scene that you're talking about, Saige.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, oof.
So there's a couple of things in this that I want to talk about.
We know what this is.
We do know what this is. Okay, let's pause and let's talk.
Uh-huh.
Do you think they let her die again?
No, I think he saves her.
I also think. But here's what I think. I think a different Spider-Man saves her because he's been there before.
You think you think she gets garfed?
I think she gets Garfed or McGuired.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think Andrew probably saves her is my thought. So
See, that's a great moment for Andrew, and I love this theory, and I want it to be true, but this isn't Andrew's story.
I know that it isn't, but he's been there before and he couldn't do it.
But
And if Tom isn't going to be able to make it, right?
Oh,
he's
sure.
up too high. I think it is a beautiful moment of I've seen this and I won't let this happen to you too. Could be so good. Now, there's obviously the conversation that hand is blue.
mm-hmm.
Now, we know that Tom Holland has a suit with a blue hand,
Mm-hmm.
but at no other point in the trailer is he wearing a Spider-Man suit that's blue in the hand. His primary color is red with gold in the rest of the trailer.
Yeah. I see what you're saying.
So that also adds to the theory.
I mean,
that's
that's
not Tom Holland's hand.
yeah,
Show me
that's
that hand.
that's a Stark suit for sure.
Uh-huh.
We can tell by the iconography on it; it's a Stark suit. So it's most likely Tom, but I can see where Tom comes up short here,
Yeah,
right?
so
And a
not
secondary
this,
hand comes
not
in.
this one.
Yeah, but it's coming in a moment, and I don't want to
Exactly.
overshoot
Is
it.
his hand blue there?
I-
Or is
it-
that the suit he's wearing in the rest of it
It
where
looks
it's
like
red?
it looks like he's got a blue palm and red fingers on one side.
Why is he wearing a different one?
He's gonna go through like 8 suits in this movie, like no lie.
Okay, so
I think this is Tom's hand, and here's the thing. I think that's Tom's hand. That's the same suit. I definitely think Andrew Garfield, if Andrew Garfield is here, which he is, I absolutely believe that you're right that Andrew Garfield is involved in this moment, whether it is setting Spider-Man up for success emotionally in this moment, giving him the counseling he needs, or doing something else that gives Spider-Man, that gives Tom
time
Holland the
and
time.
opportunity. Yeah.
I couldn't save mine, but I can make sure you save yours.
Yeah.
Indirectly helping to right what he couldn't do before and still letting our Tom Holland have his moment of saving the girl that he loves.
I get that. Yeah, I see that as what I would love. That would be my preference of the story. But what I'm feeling is most likely in my heart right now is that Tom reaches down and Tom misses.
I think
like Peter always does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's his path. That's what he's supposed to do, unfortunately.
Now,
is he's supposed to not make it in time.
Well, remember, though, that there is a history of manipulating this scene and this moment in the Spider-Man movies. Remember that this scene was in Spider-Man 1.
Yep.
The original Spider-Man movie, and he did save her.
Right.
And they put it in the movie because they know that we know. Oh, we know that you know that this is supposed to be the big sad.
Yeah.
But,
Which is why also when it happens, we're like, oh shit, they really did it.
They really did it. When they did it to Gwen Stacy, oh, that's such a scene. And like
That's such a scene.
that, I'll tell you, I just rewatched the first Mark Webb movie, Amazing Spider-Man. I don't remember a ton of Amazing Spider-Man 2 like vividly because I only watched it a couple times. I'm doing the rewatch next week, but I remember that rescue scene shot for shot, moment for moment, because I think it was the first thing Mark Webb did where he nailed the action and the emotion and the character beats all at the same time. And I knew Peter was going to lose, but they took so long with it and he worked so hard and he struggled so much
that hurt so bad.
Even I believed towards the end of that shot, I was like, maybe he saves her this time.
Yeah.
Toby saved Kirsten. Maybe he makes it. Maybe it works. And that's why that scene breaks your heart.
Yeah.
So who knows how they're going to play with our expectations this time.
Yeah, I don't think they'll kill Zendaya. I agree. Chat's like, no, America would riot. I don't think you bring Zendaya in to kill her.
Maybe you bring in Dune Zendaya to kill her with a head turn.
But yeah, so the other thought I agree is that, you know, he doesn't make it and Andrew swoops in and saves
I think
it.
a lot of Andrew Garfield fans have logged on and really want that for Andrew Garfield, and I get that. I want that for Andrew Garfield too. I think he was the most misused Spider-Man. I think he could have been great. It's not his movie, man, and this is the last Tom and Zendaya movie. So they have to have their big moment.
I don't know. I don't necessarily want it for Andrew Garfield, but I think it's possible.
I think it's possible. I don't think it'll happen. It's not probable.
Okay.
That's my feeling on it. Now here, Spider-Man going, what's happening? They're starting to come through. I got a theory, Saige.
Do tell.
I think, even though this movie is trying to tell us that Doctor Strange is responsible for what's going on and Peter's responsible for what's going on, we don't know exactly the timing of certain things, particularly the Disney Plus shows. I think at the same time Doctor Strange fucks up this spell or fixes this spell, I think Sylvie is having her big moment with Kang, and I think Wanda is having her big moment either with Agatha or in the cabin. I think there are too many people messing with the universe at once, and it all tears apart, and that's what causes the multiverse. It's not just Doctor Strange. It's the fact that everybody's been poking and prodding at the fabric of time and space for the latter half of the third phase.
Yeah.
Including the Avengers, who are now all variants.
Right.
Make that work for me.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Do you almost fall out of your stool over it?
And remember that the next movie is Multiverse of Madness. Hey, I think old Benny Boy disappears into one of these purple Kang / Agatha / Eternals rifts because he's like, fuck, I gotta go fix this.
Yeah.
BRB. Hey, we saved because this is what Doctor Strange does too, right? Like Tom can look at him and be like, we did it. We actually saved everyone. And you know, Doctor Strange could be like, not yet, motherfucker. I'm going to do what I did that nobody remembers that I did. And I'm going to let myself go into the fucking multiverse of madness. Just
Hell
like
yeah.
I let myself get turned into dust.
Very interesting. All right. Should we finish out the trailer?
That was it, basically.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The rest is just an end card, essentially.
Yeah, it's just reminding you that you can buy Miles Morales on PS5.
So what's everyone's thoughts on the trailer?
I
What is
love it.
everyone's thoughts on the trailer? I do want to go through, you threw this in here, a brief history of Andrew Garfield swearing he's not in Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah,
And-
I found this on Polygon last night, and I was like, yes, I love that somebody collated this.
Yes. I have a very distinct reason that I really want to talk about this, Anthony.
Yeah.
All this time, every time that Tom Holland has spoken about them, that Andrew Garfield has spoken about it, I've been like, well, maybe they're saying this because it doesn't exactly happen like that, so they're able to avoid saying it, right? And I gotta be honest with you, Anthony. Last night, I'm sitting there staring at the trailer with my speculations that they're in here and going, they could just lie.
They could just lie.
And it had never struck me that Andrew Garfield could just lie to me.
You're getting garfed right now.
But you know what I mean? Like,
It's a garf goof.
I genuinely hadn't even considered that Tom Holland and Andrew Garfield might just be lying.
Well, 'cause here's the
I was
thing.
like, well, they're probably evading the question, or they're saying it in a way that's like technically true.
Andrew Garfield is very clearly lying. And here's the thing. We don't
hadn't
believe
considered
that
it.
Tom Holland can do it because we're like, Tom Holland, he's the leaker. But that happened once, and they have had him on a tight leash since, and they're playing up the fact that Tom Holland is the leaker. Tom Holland is playing the part of, oh gosh, Tom Holland, I can't keep my mouth shut.
Uh-huh.
That's a role he's been asked to play by Marvel Studios. He's an actor. Only Mark Ruffalo is the idiot who leaks things. It's gonna be goofs, but they have direct quotes from Andrew Garfield, and I love this one. This one's September 14th when the first 3 Spider-Man leak pops up. On Seth Meyers, he says, "Yeah, I heard about it. I saw it. It's a Photoshop. I'm trying to manage expectations. If they want to give me a call, I'm sitting here in my tracksuit. I've seen the trailer. I'm excited. I think Tom Holland is just perfect, and so I'm super stoked. And I just get to be a fan again, which is my preferred position."
Oh, yeah, I'm like, that's not the first one. There were a bunch
Andrew.
before that, too.
Andrew, yeah, but the first couple are like, oh my gosh, how cool would that be? I've
Yeah.
heard that, and that would be such a cool thing if they were doing it.
Yeah.
This is the first one where he goes, oh no, everything you're seeing is fake.
Yeah.
And he did it on my birthday. Andrew Garfield, how dare you have done that on my birthday? Lie to me to my face.
Yeah. I will say on May 4th on the Happy, Sad, Confused podcast, he said there is nothing to ruin. I just have to quickly cut you off because there's nothing to ruin. It's hilarious to me. I ain't got a call. Have you ever played the game Werewolf or Mafia? You're convincing everyone you're not the Mafia. I feel like I'm in a game of fucking Werewolf or Mafia where I'm like, I'm not the werewolf. I promise you. I'm not the werewolf. And everyone's like, you're the werewolf. You're the fucking werewolf.
That's a good... I would like to play Werewolf with Andrew Garfield.
Sure.
I bet he's great.
I'd argue that I'd play most board game or social games with Andrew Garfield just if given the opportunity.
What
wouldn't
board
you?
game would you not play with Andrew Garfield?
Risk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to suck all the fun out of the room.
Right.
You only get one chance with Andrew Garfield. You're not going to play some like,
I'm not going to play Risk.
hey, Andrew Garfield. Well, here's the thing that I would say. I was about to say, you don't play some like super complicated Euro game, but maybe you do.
Maybe you do. I don't know what
you
he's into. If he's down, absolutely.
But also, maybe you sit down and you go, Andrew Garfield, this is Terra Mystica. It's gonna take a quick 16 hours to play,
Right.
and then you get to hang out with Andrew Garfield for 16
hours. Yeah, absolutely. Arcane Archivist. Archivist. There we go. There was an AI missed in there entirely. Started with the K. Arcane Archivist said Pandemic. I gotta be honest with you. I fucking love the game Pandemic.
I love Pandemic.
I love Pandemic. And if Pandemic is kind of ruined for you because of, the world, I highly recommend the Cthulhu Pandemic.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't deal with like ailments and pandemic breakouts. It deals with monsters instead. It's a much better option there.
I do want to move. I do want to move on just because there's so much stuff today.
There is so much.
There's so much stuff today.
And we don't have a ton of time, so we got to get to it.
And listen, this story made me so happy, and I know it
Yeah.
made you so happy as well.
It did.
Folks, Paul Sun-Hyung Lee is motherfucking Uncle Iroh.
God damn right he is.
That's my dream casting for Uncle Iroh.
That's perfect.
If you had asked me who should play Uncle Iroh, I wouldn't have said him because I would have feared that saying it would have made the universe take it from me. And so I would have given you some other name.
Uh-huh.
This is perfect.
It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect.
I also, man, I love him. I love him in The Mandalorian. I can't wait for the New Republic show where he's just an X-wing beat cop. Mm-hmm. ACAB, except for in Star Wars, maybe. We don't know yet. I have a feeling the New Republic police are also bad.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
Paul Sung-Hyung Lee is going to have to
be a bad.
He's going to be good in the midst of all the bad. He's going to
So
find
he's gonna
out that
become
it's
a
not
bad.
so great.
Yeah.
But he's Uncle Iroh.
He's Uncle Iroh, and he's the perfect Uncle Iroh.
We got Lim K-Soo as Gyatso.
So Monk Gyatso, for those who are just like more of a casual Avatar fan, Monk Gyatso is the monk that raised Aang in the Airbender. What is the word? I'm disappeared.
The Airbender Temple. Yeah, and he has, not only does he have, look at the face with just like his resting face in his headshot is just the light smile.
Yep.
And he has a friendly and warm voice too, like you would expect Gyatso to have.
He looks like he believes in me.
Yeah. Maybe I'm the Airbender just looking at me like that.
Right. And Gyatso was like the softest of the monks.
And
next
then
to Aang.
Ken Lung is Commander Zhao.
Now, Commander Zhao is an interesting one here. I'm very intrigued to see what's up with that. I'm surprised that the next announcement was Commander Zhao because I'm trying to place what this story is. You know what I mean? All of us are. So it's like I'm trying to piece together based on these casting announcements what parts of the story we're telling in one movie.
Now, this is the series.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. In one season is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
In one season of a series. So I'm like, it feels like we're hitting pretty much all of season 1 then.
Yeah, I think they're going
the animated series.
I think they're gonna bolt through season 1. I think they're gonna rocket through it.
Yeah.
I think they might even go a little further because I think they want to draw out and take their time with the rest of the story. Because you and I have talked about this before. When you're making a show that's a kids show, your first season has to be a real kids show,
Right.
And
to
then
get past the executives and appeal to them.
right. Then if you're popular, you age it up a little.
Right.
You do some stuff.
Because here's the thing. Yeah, you could absolutely spread out season 3.
Oh, for
because
sure.
season 3 is so packed and realistically so rushed, unfortunately.
Yeah, I will say that the pacing of season 3, when we were watching, Saige had me watch Avatar for the first time last year, and I loved it. But it did feel like the pace between season 2 and season 3 was just so different.
And season 3, in my opinion, is the best season. But, and it's hard to say, because 2 and 3 are both very, very good. But 3 had so much in it, and I think they knew they weren't doing another season. So they were like, we got to get all of this out.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, if this show hits, they could absolutely adapt the comics after season 3, 100%. I will always be advocating for expanded universe of Avatar. The fact that we don't have more of it is a crime, in my opinion. Give us an Avatar Kyoshi series, you cowards. But I'm so intrigued. Now, somebody brought up, I hope that they keep the humor because Zhao is like goofy in moments, but scary.
I think they will.
I think they will, but I would also be fine specifically with Commander Zhao being a proper fucking villain.
Yeah.
Because he is.
Yeah, if they took a little bit more of a... Because, you know, they're trying to age this up.
Like, he doesn't have to fall off his boat.
They want kids to be able to watch it, but they want the entire family to be able to watch it. They want it to be engaging for everyone. They want it to be engaging for people who originally watched Avatar when they were kids, who are adults now. And, you know, we're also just used to, like, kids shows just taking on more these days. And if they need to serious up Zhao a little bit for that tone so somebody else can be a little more comedic, I think that's fine.
Right, because if you're focusing on the siege in the North Pole, like a lot of people in chat are talking about right now, like, that man is a villain. I don't need to see him bumble and fall off a boat. I agree that I want them to keep the show's humor in some ways. I want there to be levity in those moments between the kids. But, like, fuck, that man is awful.
Yeah.
Like, everything with Katara's family.
He's
like,
a literal genocider.
Right. So, like, let him be a villain, and that's just my personal take on it. Akotoroku asked, do you think that they get an actual blind actress for Toph? I hope.
Oh, I think did they announce or no? They just
They have
announced.
not announced.
They announced the big three,
Exactly.
but they didn't announce Toph yet.
Yeah.
Who, in my opinion, is just as big as.
Do we
3.
just have Aang, Zuko, and Katara?
We have Aang,
Do we have?
we have Sokka as well.
Sokka, right?
We have
So the
Sokka
four,
as well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. The more I see, the more I love. Obviously, since they're just announcing casting and they're just in production, we got a little while yet. But I've been very exciting. I'll tell you what, my barometer is gonna be on Friday when I watch Bebop. I'm gonna be like, has Netflix grown as a company that can adapt animated stuff? If Bebop slaps,
Yeah.
my entire opinion on Netflix is turned around.
Yeah. Somebody said no Toph. However, Toph is not in season 1. Toph is a later addition to the crew, so that also makes sense. Although she is she is a lead of the series overall. Season 1 does not focus on Toph. I don't remember because I always watch in a binge. I actually don't remember at what point exactly Toph joins.
Yeah, she's not there. She's not there in the beginning at all.
She's not there in the beginning, at least. Yeah.
So there you go. Big Avatar news. Very excited for that. Jumping into games, the Game Awards are happening. The nominees have been announced. The big one, Game of the Year. Here are our nominees, Saige. Deathloop, great game.
Mm-hmm.
It Takes Two, love seeing that on Game of the Year.
Cute.
Metroid Dread. Psychonauts 2.
Mm-hmm.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. And Resident Evil Village.
Okay, what's your vote for those?
I'll show you what my vote is.
The cast of Avatar.
Hey, Jeff Keighley. Jeff? Wink. Hey, bud.
Mm-hmm.
I happen to have lost this $10 bill. And only someone who adds Returnal to the Game of the Year nominees will be able to find it. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't think Jeffrey's seen that yet, so if anybody wants to retweet that, that'd be great.
Right.
Um,
So my pick from these is probably Deathloop.
Yeah, I think for me it'd be Deathloop. If you had asked me at the beginning of this year, with this list, I probably would have said Psychonauts 2 just because I've been waiting for it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's Deathloop. But here's I mean, I don't know. These all make sense to me,
Agreed.
but they're also just like not what I spent my year with.
Yeah, I get that. Honestly, the one that feels a little out of place in this for some reason is Resident Evil Village. And I don't know why exactly, because it was a very good and very popular game, and I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah. I think here's the thing, when I say Deathloop, it's because I respect Deathloop as like sort of a technical thing and sort of a design thing.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't play Deathloop as much as I thought I was going to.
I think the reason that I'm feeling that way about Resident Evil Village is it was a very trendy game, and it was a very popular game, and people fixated a lot on the characters. But if I'm honest, in gameplay, it was nothing special.
No, and it went away quick.
It went away pretty quickly, and what they hyped up the game to be was not correct. It wasn't... I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's a very good game. But yeah, it was a Resident Evil action game. And like the things that they made really unique about it kind of go away relatively quickly. All the things that they set up that are like, but this is what you're getting into here, aren't really the things you're getting into. You kind of jump back into it being just a Resident Evil game relatively quickly.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. It's true.
Someone said
Red
Red
Dead-
Dead Redemption 2. Where is it? It didn't come out this year.
It's in 2018.
Yeah, where it belongs.
Best game direction is Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal.
There you go.
Bow, 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 bow. Psychonauts 2 and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to see this one go to Tim. I'd love for Psychonauts 2 to take it. Realistically, I think probably Deathloop again.
Okay.
But I'd love to see Psychonauts 2 or Returnal take it.
The next category is Best Ongoing. We have Apex Legends, Call of Duty Warzone,
Boo!
Final Fantasy XIV Online, Fortnite, and Genshin Impact.
It should go to FF14, I think.
It should go to FF14. I feel like it could go to Genshin.
Ooh. Well, I was a very big Genshin fan until they got the musk all over it, and now I don't really want it to win.
Though I wonder if Genshin would have had a better chance last year.
Probably.
You know what I mean? This isn't necessarily Genshin's year.
Best indie, 12 minutes. Yoof. Hey, everybody, stop sunk cost fallacying 12 minutes. We were all very excited about 12 minutes, and then it came out and it was Gaslight Your Wife, the video game, and I don't know. Yoof.
I hope that Kina gets this one.
Kina was beautiful. I'd love to see. I mean, look, I played the hell out of Loop Hero. I think Loop Hero was such an engaging game.
Mm-hmm.
Inscription is clever as hell.
And Death's Door is lovely.
But here's the Death's Door is lovely, and I played a lot of it, but I got bored.
Yeah?
I think it's a beautiful game, but it didn't do enough. And not every game has to do something new.
Mm-hmm.
But when I say it didn't do enough new, I think it didn't distinguish itself enough as a game from other Souls-likes, except for the art direction.
Got it. Okay.
So it fell just a tiny bit flat for me, flatter than I wanted. But I love the Acid Nerve kids. They're wonderful.
Yeah, I would love to see that be Kina.
Yeah, I think I'm going to either Inscription or Death's Door is what's going to win.
Best debut indie, Kina, once again, Bridge of Spirits, Sable, The Artful Escape, The Forgotten City, and Valheim.
Artful Escape owns. I would love to see Artful Escape get it.
Do you feel like Valheim's going to get it, though, just sheerly based on the popularity of it?
Valheim.
It had a big debut.
Yeah, and it's the kind of indie that awards shows and award show voters like, because it's a big style game. It's a AAA style game, sneaking in with an indie team.
Right.
And so it's a safe bet, I think.
Best narrative, we have Deathloop, It Takes Two, Life is Strange, True Colors, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, and Psychonauts 2. I think it's Life is Strange. I think Life is Strange, True Colors takes it.
I'd love to see Psychonauts 2, but I think it may go to Deathloop.
Interesting. Life is Strange is getting so much good feedback.
Yeah.
And their whole thing is narrative.
I know.
So like this feels like their category.
If they're gonna win, this is the one.
Of course. It's also I think the only one they're nominated for.
Yeah. Art direction, Deathloop, Kina, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and The Artful Escape. Yo, I have never seen a more stacked category. I love all of these nominees for art direction.
Yeah, that's real good.
I love it all. I can't, there's not a single one of these games that misses in terms of art direction, so
Bro,
it could go anywhere.
Can you believe that Cyberpunk is nominated for a video game award?
Yeah, but look, it's nominated for best score in music.
But like, I just can't believe they were like, let's write that down on one of these lists.
But this is like how Warner Brothers can say Oscar award-winning film Suicide Squad. Do you know what I mean?
I understand, but why?
I don't know, because some of the stuff, I made a joke about a $10 bill, but some of this stuff is paid, I think. Near Replicant has a great soundtrack. Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't want to see look, I will begrudgingly try Guardians at some point.
Yeah, I've heard it's very good.
I've heard it's very good. I just don't want to care. But I think I want to see it go to Artful Escape. It's a fucking rock opera. I want to see it go to the rock opera. The rest of this stuff leans heavily on licensed music, I think. And I would just love to see The Artful Escape get its good, you know?
Yo, this was really interesting to me. In Games for Impact, I was shocked that Before Your Eyes was nominated. Not in a bad way.
Yeah.
Before Your Eyes fucking slaps.
It really does.
Before Your Eyes was a stunning, heartbreaking game that made me cry on the internet. So, like, fuck yeah.
The best way I
can. It didn't get
can.
as much attention as I didn't see any attention on
No,
it.
it had like a big couple weeks, and then kind of petered out. I just think it was a small studio. They had a small marketing budget. They made as big a blip as they could, and then it just fell off. If you haven't played Before Your Eyes, the best way I can describe it is, hey, do you want to feel like you lived the first 15 minutes of Up?
It hurts. Bro, it hurts.
It hurts so good.
It hurts so good. I highly recommend playing it. I did stream it.
It hurts
and it's
so
a single
good.
it's a single sitting game. For the most part. I'd say you've got, 2 hours there.
Yeah.
The other nominees in that category are Boyfriend Dungeon,
Love it. Chicory.
Let's see about winning games for impact. Chicory, Life is Strange, True Colors, and No Longer Home.
Ooh.
I mean, that's a great category.
It's a great category. Chicory, I think, it made a little bit of a splash as well, and
It did.
I'd love to see it win just because it has so much to say about depression and really living with it, and really living with like neurodivergent things. And I think it's such a good and wonderful metaphor for it that doesn't really hit you over the head the way a lot of these games can. But I could see it going to any of these. Maybe I think Life is Strange is the one that's best positioned for this.
Okay.
Community support is a joke. How dare you? If it goes to anybody but No Man's Sky, you can die in a fire.
I'm scrolling on down here. We have.
I just want to say, if you haven't seen, the community support nominees are Apex, Destiny, Final Fantasy XIV, Fortnite, and No Man's Sky. If it doesn't go to No Man's Sky, what is community support? What is community support other than working tirelessly for 7 years to make your game better?
True. The next category I'm scrolling down to is Best Action. We have Back for Blood, Chivalry 2, Deathloop, Far Cry 6, and Returnal.
Returnal!
I think Back for Blood takes it.
Probably. I hope we don't give it to Chivalry 2 just because of what we know about the studio and the owner of the studio.
Yep.
Far Cry 6 is tired as hell. Deathloop could win it.
Deathloop could win it. Best Action Adventure, we have Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank, and Resident Evil Village. Obviously, these are the names that we're seeing the most of that are kind of going to sweep a lot of these categories.
I think it goes to Village.
You think Best Action Adventure goes to Village?
I think it goes to Village.
Interesting.
I think Dread came out too late in the year and isn't
Guardians of the Galaxy probably too.
Yeah, isn't as impactful as I think. Psychonauts 2 is great, but it's an old style kind of like third person platformer. And Ratchet and Clank is one of those games that's very good in every way, but not the best.
Sure. Another shocking nomination for Cyberpunk 2077, which is Best Role-Playing Game.
Where? Show me where the role-playing is. I couldn't find any.
I was too busy T-posing and ascending into the skies with my dick out.
Even when the game was working and my dick was out, I did not find any role-playing in that goddamn game.
Absolutely no role-playing. It's just a game. Cyberpunk should not be qualified as an RPG.
I watched one of the best commentary videos I've seen on Cyberpunk. I thought I was done watching them, but this video popped up in my feed the other night, and it was like, hey, the worst thing about Cyberpunk can't be fixed. And it's that they made a boring game.
It's that they made a boring game. That's what I said from the beginning, too, is like, we love broken shit.
Yeah.
We'd get past your broken shit if you didn't, A, break your employees, and B, make a boring game while doing so that was unfinished in not just a technical sense, but you didn't make a game.
We've been saying since it came out, we've been like, the best they can hope to do is unbreak it, but there's nothing there once they unbreak it.
There's no game. It's not the game you promised.
They're
Never
gluing
made
together
the
a
game you
piece of
promised.
dry toast. When
Yeah.
it's done, you have dry toast.
Correct.
Like, you fucked it.
There's no story. There's no interesting story. The other nominees in that are Monster Hunter Rise, Scarlet Nexus, Shin Megami Tensei, and Tales of Arise.
It's going to go to Monster Hunter.
I also think it's going to go to Monster Hunter.
Fighting should go to Guilty Gear Strive, 100%.
I'm shocked that Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl got nominated. I know that it had a big hype beforehand, but nobody liked it.
There weren't a lot of new fighting games this year.
That's fair.
There weren't a lot of new fighting games, and that's a recognizable one.
Yeah, I agree. Guilty Gear is the pick there. Though I've heard good things about the Demon Slayer
The
game
Demon
as well.
Slayer fighter, I mean, it's the same people that make the Naruto, CyberConnect, the same people that make like the Naruto fighters and stuff like that. They're a studio that just makes good fighters, so...
It Takes Two, Best Family Game. I actually find this category interesting. It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstars, New Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World, and WarioWare Get It Together.
The one where Nintendo wins is what this category is called.
Literally, Nintendo and It Takes Two. What do you think of these?
If they give it to It Takes Two, I'm gonna scream.
Yeah.
But I think out of all of those, in terms of family, maybe... I mean, Super Mario 3D World is the best game on the list.
And I was thinking 3D World. WarioWare didn't get the launch that I was hoping it would. It was missing some of the like heart of WarioWare that we had in like Smooth Moves.
Yeah, it didn't grab me.
I still had a good time playing it. The mini games were fun. Many of them were back and familiar. I have a good time with it. I'd still pull it out at a party. But some of the aspects of the multiplayer games weren't there. I want to be sitting there dangling over like alligators and like cutting wires.
Yeah, a lot of the games, and it also felt like they overcomplicated a lot of the games in a weird way. I don't know.
They didn't hit us with the story they hit us with before in the previous games.
Where you're picking, you're just picking different characters, and they all act differently in different micro games. It was like too much to juggle, I think.
Nah, man.
Sports and racing, it doesn't matter because PES football 2022 didn't get nominated. The best football. eFootball didn't get nominated.
eFootball wasn't nominated?
eFootball wasn't nominated for Game of the Year. eFootball wasn't nominated for Best Sports Racing. Where was eFootball this year? Where was this beautiful game? This perfect game?
Honestly, that's kind of fucked up. Wrong one.
But Jeff?
Where was eFootball? Justice for eFootball.
Justice for eFootball, where you can be a man but also an owl and play soccer. Come on.
Justice.
Best sim strategy, Age of Empires 4. Eventually, you'll move forward in the series from the one and only entry that you play obsessively. And maybe you can give us an opinion on Age of Empires 4.
I'll get there.
You'll get there. Evil Genius, Humankind. Hey, I don't play sim games. I have ADHD. I get sleepy if I play a sim game.
No, Anthony.
The hyperfocus doesn't kick in for me.
Anthony, no.
It doesn't kick in.
That's not what it is. You can multitask a sim game. You can do 3 things at once, and goddamn, does it feel good.
No, when I'm doing 3 things at once, well, I would say that it's like 3 things at once the way like Genshin is 3 things at once. It's like, what character am I? I'm juggling this, I'm juggling that. And it's just action and lights and stuff. That's what I need.
I can watch Netflix and play Ages of Empires 2, and that is so good for my brain. If I can sit down and I can watch season 5 of Riverdale at the same time as playing Ages of Empires 2, I'm living.
Best multiplayer, we got Back 4 Blood, It Takes Two, Knockout City, Monster Hunter Rise, New World, and Valheim. Ooh.
I think it's Valheim or Back 4 Blood.
Do you think Amazon bought it? And by bought it, of course, what we mean is...
Bought it.
Of course, what we mean is deserves it. Jeff.
I don't think New World gets it.
No, I don't think so either. I think Valheim has a chance, and I think Back 4 Blood has a chance.
Now, this next one, most anticipated, presented by Prime Gaming. Shockingly.
It's just the New World 5 times? That's so weird.
Right.
Like...
is Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. That's really how it's listed here. And Starfield. Elden Ring?
It's either going to Elden Ring or Ragnarok. It's too early for Starfield.
Yeah, and we don't have enough of... I feel like people are not waiting with bated breath for Breath of the Wild 2 because we're getting so little.
Yeah, and Horizon, like, we're all into it, but it's not... If you ask me, what are you looking forward to more, Horizon or God of War? It goes to God of War, and and then it would be Elden Ring. You know what I mean? So if Sony's going to take it, I think they're going to take it for Ragnarok.
And I think it's Elden Ring. That's my final call on that. Innovation and accessibility is a great category. This one's presented by Chevrolet for some reason. Who knows?
I think it should go to Forza.
It has Far Cry 6. It has Forza Horizon 5, Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, The Veil, Shadow of the Crown. Absolutely should go to Forza. We just talked about some of the incredible accessibility tools that they're putting in Forza this time. 100%.
It should absolutely go to Forza. Content Creator of the Year. Hey, guys.
These people are.
Don't do this. We're going to move on.
Yeah.
Esports.
Fine.
A lot of esports. We don't know anything. I'm sorry. We don't know anything about esports. We're going to move on.
I know some about esports. I'm still going to move on.
I know a little bit, but like not enough to where I care about.
Right. I used to work for a company that I had to know about esports. I don't anymore.
Those are your Game Awards nominees. Kind of interesting. It's funny watching game delays and the Panini affect award shows.
Yeah. It is very interesting. I will say I was a little disappointed by the representation of indie games in it.
Always.
I mean, of course, again,
Always.
yes. I I'm excited for a lot of these categories, and I'm very excited for the indie games that were. Of course, I was championing and hoping for a little more Wow, none of that was coming out. I was championing and hoping for a little more representation of indie games in it. But I think we're getting more each year.
Yeah, we are. As long as there is a best indie category, it means that indies are not integrated enough into the rest of the show.
It's the same thing that we do that marginalizes films in most
Oh,
award
foreign
shows in
film.
America, the foreign film category, when it should just be including foreign film in the film category.
Yeah. So
You know.
I wanted to see more indies. You know, like we said last year, like I say every year, Jeff works really hard on this.
Mm-hmm.
He's really trying to do something for the industry. Does it always work? Does it always land for me? No, not always.
Sure.
But he's one of the only people trying to do something like this, and I think that's valuable.
Yeah.
And he's trying to do it in a way that's respectful to the industry now that he owns the whole thing himself, and he can do that.
Right.
He's making good choices. I just, it's unfortunate for me that so much of it has to be, it obviously has to be entirely underwritten by sponsors, and so it turns out to be like a second E3.
Yeah.
Like a little mini E3 where
I can
people
see
are
that.
more about the announcements than they are about the awards.
Right.
But whatever works, I guess.
Yeah, but hey, it's 9:32 a.m., so that is a good place to leave you.
God, we had so much stuff.
We had so much stuff. Fortunately, we owe a long clip to the Patreon this week, so there will be extra stuff on Friday on the Patreon, of course. We're going to leave you with a good bit.
Get that Patreon.
Get that Patreon.
Not only do you get a good extra video from us every week that ranges in length from anywhere from 10 to an hour and a half, depending on how we're feeling.
Yeah.
But also, there's other stuff. You get announcements about the channel. You get other secret little bits that nobody knows about, and it's
For $5 a month.
we're people in a shed, man.
Mhm.
We're just doing our best in
Yeah.
a shed. We painted one wall.
That's it.
That's
it. And it's like, if you want to, if you're into that. Somebody said, will there be a show on Friday? There will be a show on Friday, but it will be our last show until December because I am going on vacation.
Yeah. So join us Friday for the last It's Too Early Ever.
No.
It's goodbye.
We'll
It's
be
too
back
early.
in December.
And listen. I have a problem with object permanence. If you're gone for 2 weeks, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Okay, we will be back in December, so be sure to follow the channel if you haven't already. Join the Discord to get notified when we go live. We always let you know there, and announcements come there more frequently than pretty much anywhere else. You can follow us on socials as well to keep up with what's going to be new and coming, both for the new year and while I am gone. See what these kids get up to on the channel. We'll find out.
Hey, Saige.
Yeah.
For the next few days, before you disappear forever, where can people find you?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Not Saige. I'll be streaming on my channel tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific. We're going to be continuing How to Date a Magical Girl. This is our second playthrough. It's your fault. And tomorrow you can find the season finale of the Black Dice Society as
Ooh.
well on the Dungeons & Dragons Twitch and YouTube channels.
Everybody dies.
Yeah.
You can find me everywhere on the internet at Carboni, except for here on Twitch, where I'm at Anthony Carboni. Twitch, you cowards, it's mine. Give it back to me. Tonight I'm going to be playing a little Racing Lagoon, a 22-year-old street racing RPG game that never came to America that was made by Square for the PlayStation 1.
Nice.
Because that's what I do to get the big numbers on Twitch.
Anthony's all about relevance.
That's what I am. I like to just have my finger on the pulse of 22 years ago. Also, new episodes of We Have Concerns come out every Friday. That's my science comedy podcast with Jeff Kanata. And I, of course, for the next few weeks, am on the kind of funny rewatches of Spider-Man, every Spider-Man movie in a row. And me and Blessing Adeoye Jr. are ranking them from best to worst. So come watch that. And hey, BBs, some of you were so generous and so wonderful that you supported us directly during this show.
So true.
Whether it was with a follow, whether it was with a sub, whether it was with a donation. And hey, if you've already followed and subbed and donated or any of that stuff, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Very cool.
If you're just here and watching, thank you. Very cool. But we do want to shout out the people that directly supported us during this episode. Casey Razorback, Jammin' Farr, Mr. Bradlin, Alita 1501, The Dominic Show, Dana Galbraith. I know what I'm doing. Muppet Joe, thank you for following. Muppet Joe, thank you for that Prime subscription. Thanks for taking a little bit of money out of the Beezy's pocket. Skull Crusher 85, Muppet Joe, Justin RW 2019, Galactic Cat, The Awakening, Emperor, thank you for the follows. Emperor Kialich, thank you for the host. Jin Texas, thank you for the follow. Hello, Goodberry came in here. Hello, Goodberry. Thank you. Sita Dulip, Maddie Davey, Peck 24, Daniel E.G., David Jake Emery, thank you so much for the follows. And thank you, David Jake Emery, for the Prime sub. Deft Juz for the resub for 5 months in a row. You're sticking it out. We love that. Freo Isaac, Ashley Rose, The Cook 131, Junker Headquarters, Clawless 92, Window MXV, or Wyndham XV?
It could be anything.
The Ginger Guy, thank you all for the follows. Groovy Deadite, thank you for the host. Snafu Meister, Not Race Lace, Frigger Hutter.
Yeah.
Assassin V, Zesty Spider-Man, Mickey Mouse, Vance Denton, thank you all for the follows. Getting Mo Done, thank you for the resub. 9 months. That's long. That's a long-term BB. Kenny G 138, thank you for the resub. Mikhail 150, Sauce Tropfen, thank you for the follow. The Captain Awesome with the resub for 11 months. Ooh. That's a long time. Digital Virus 816, welcome. Thanks for the follow. Martinis for 2 at 6, using those 100 bits. Thank you. Dat Weirdo Left, thank you for the follow. THL Katrina with the bits. Ronan Jester with the follow. Tianmar with the resub for 8 months, saying good almost evening pickles. Tianmar, your clock must be broken. It's 8 a.m.
Sure is.
Live Free or Todd Brown, thank you for the follow. Lita with the resub for 2 months. It really is too early, she says. It really, really is. Shiny Marigold with 2 months, my favorite way to start the day. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. G-Rex13 with the resub for 8 months in a row, saying let's go. And we did.
And we did, and we went.
H. Acosta 7192 with the resub for 9 months. Yes, yes, yes. Love me some news and BBs. Well, thank you. We love us some news and BBs too. Faint Motion, thank you for the follow. Ariel Third with the resub for 6 months. That's a big sub. Mangladesh 9, thank you for the follow. So many new BBs coming in, and we really appreciate it. Welcome to Pixel Circus. We're just a bunch of pals doing dumb shit in a shed.
I also wanted to say, Some Humble Onion, that's the name of their YouTube account, the devs for Mushy Come Home, commented on our last video and said that they were glad that we enjoyed their game in the showcase on YouTube.
We love you, Mushy Come Home.
We love you, Mushy Come Home. So, I mean, look, if they're checking out our YouTube, you should be too. That's all I'm saying. Ohio growing at the last minute with that Prime sub. Thank you very much. Everybody, you have a wonderful, fantastic, great rest of your day. Thank you for starting your morning with us. We will see you on Friday.
If you don't have a great day, I will ruin your day.